10 laps of the track. Red lights are out. Supersport 600 is a go, and Anupab Sarmoon is off to a flyer as we expected already. Overtaken 1, 2, 3. Look at him on the left-hand side as Kasma Daniel glides into the lead at number 1. And Anupab Sarmoon has made himself at least 3 places.
Yeah, similar start to yesterday from Anupab. Said he would make it funny. Well, let's see.
We've got a casualty.
Oh, it's one of the Hondas. Which one is that?
Is that one of the Thai?
I think it's one of the Astras.
So it could be Herjam, could be Reza Danica. We'll get confirmation in just a second. But in the meantime, Kasma Daniel, it's Tanat Langville actually, Honda Racing Thailand, who is out. Tanat has taken an early fall. He'll try to get back on the bike. But that first turn, 1, 2, 3, can be so difficult to negotiate.
At the moment, and there's a little bit of daylight between the front two. That's Kasma Daniel being chased by fellow Malaysian Khalid Idam Pawi. Helme Azman back in 4th.
Adan Putra quietly in P3. It's unfair to call it a mugging yesterday, but we certainly didn't expect it as Helme comes through on the inside of Wayu Nugroho to take himself into P4. Helme, who started in P2, so he didn't get off the line the quickest, Helme. I think we were so busy looking on Anupab Sarmoon and the stop that he'd made, kind of ignored Helme, assuming that he'd get off to a flying start, but he didn't.
Yeah, but it was a really good start for the pole sitter, Kasma Daniel.
Kasma and Kip in 1-2. Yamaha Honda. Behind them, Adan Putra, Astra Honda, the championship leader. As they come towards the end of the first of 10 laps, Helme Azman, nice tight line into turn 15. If he can hold on, he'll be in P3, and he does indeed hold on. Ahead of Adan Putra, and that's a fast start from Helme Azman, who's up into P3, and Khalid Pawi's gone into the lead as well. Malaysia 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, good work there from the Indonesian Wayu Nugroho, who we've seen flashes of brilliance since he joined this category at the beginning of 2024. He moves up into P4 as they go into turn 2. Now Kip has got to the front ahead of Kasma. Adan currently in P3. So there's a little breakaway of 5 bikes. Kip, Kasma, Adan, Wayu Nugroho, and Helme Azman currently 5th.
When are we going to see Khalid Pawi return to the form we know he's capable of? There he is, bike 44, leading the way. Kasma Daniel, such an exciting athlete in P2. Wayu Nugroho, credit to him, he's holding on there as well as he's got ahead of Helme. I really thought Helme was going to make a charge for the front, but he's lost those 2 places that he won.
Yeah, all not right so far with Helme as he takes a look up the inside of Wayu, but there's no room there. There goes the number 36 of Ferozi Torakatula leading the group behind for Yamaha Racing Indonesia.
Kasma looks on the outside and then looks for the switchback. Khalid Pawi just closes the gap. Adan Putra smells a little bit of space and is then snuffed out by Kasma Daniel. Ooh, this is great stuff. Early stages.
It is brilliant. And the nature of the Hondas means that managing them over race distance, they've got more stability than the Yamahas. The Yamahas move around more on the straights, so a little bit quicker through the corners. Wayu Nugroho having a look up the inside there.
Adan Putra is the man who's gone into the lead. Well, he left it late yesterday. This time he's decided 9 laps to go.
And let's just do an Anupab check as we are watching here. The group behind is being led by Ferozi.
Well, Adan cuts inside too. Sorry, I cut you off. Anupab, the Anupab check. He's in P11. He left it late yesterday, but this is a big gap between 1 and 5 and the rest. It's over 2 seconds.
And 3 seconds back to Anupab. as you said, Des, in P11 currently. He really needs to find his way through. But there's so many good riders here. There's such an even pace between them. Leaders lapping in the late 210s,
yeah.
early 211s.
Waino Groho, they must have done some great work on that Yamaha.
Yeah, all the way down to P12, Mikhail Paz. He's doing 211s. So very difficult for Anupab to make his way through.
And Kasma is being dropped down. He's now dropped down to P5. As Adan Putra leads the way, Helme Azman's got himself in a nice position to try and glide through up the turn at 9. A little bit of contact. Just pushes his teammate, Karolin Powie, out. And then again, Helme looks to accelerate through. Can't find any space ahead of Waino Groho. This is the best we've seen Waino Groho race.
Yes, it is. Always good to see somebody just finding the pace, finding the way through, as these teammates.
Yeah, they're teammates.
Exchange a little bit of paintwork. Should be matching though.
Adan Putra leads the way. Nugroho, a very, very fast sector 3. Farouzi Torkatula, a very fast sector 3 as well in the group behind. The group behind are closing in on the leading group of 5. Because this leading group of 5 are fighting, are racing. And so look how close that one is. You've got your first group of 5 and a second group of 6, which includes Anupab Samun.
Yep, Waino Groho is the rider with the fastest lap so far. Ooh, that won't be any improvement on that one, as he gets a bit tangled up going into turn 1, moves to the rear of that group, just ahead of Kasma.
Helme looking determined. Helme right on the tail of Adan Putra. Again, Helme was rather stymied by the fact he had to take the long lap penalty yesterday, but now he's into the lead just before halfway. Mohammed Helme Azman, the Prince of Sepang, or one of the Princes of Sepang anyway. And it looks like he's being able to accelerate away from Adan Putra. He'll have the lines right, and he's put 20 meters, 30 meters between the two. A little bit of a wobble as he goes off the main track. Adan and Karolin Powie are there, and Waino Groho, who's stayed close despite being stood up. And Kasma Daniel's going backwards, Barry Russell.
Yeah, he is. He's dropping to the rear. Very determined Helme Azman. And Karolin Powie. And look at that, Anupab. He has suddenly made up a whole load of places, Des. And he is going to make his way. He's going to make his way up here. Let's have a look at the lap times now. Anupab last time around 2:11. Yeah, he's lapping faster than. Yeah, last time around lapping faster than everyone except Sharafuddin Azman, actually.
And that's in traffic. He's been coming through traffic. So expect Anupab to maybe get close. He's still got more than half the race to go.
Yeah, he knows it. And
Helme leads the way. The bike number 500 is in our leading shot. Helme ahead of Karolin Powie, Adan Putra, and Waino Groho, who's hanging in there. Good old Waino Groho. He has picked up a podium in Buriram, so his form is good, but he's not one of the names you automatically think will really go for it up at the top of these such a competitive Supersport 600.
Yeah, Kit takes the lead under braking into turn 1 this time around. Helme behind him, Adan behind him, and then Waino Groho. Kasma a few bike lengths back to him.
Now, is this where we maybe get a couple of laps of the guys not racing, just trying to conserve their tyres so that they've got a little bit of energy left for the final 5 laps, the final half of the race? But Karolin Powie doesn't look like he's conserving anything there. And neither, to be fair, does Helme Azman.
Now, all these leaders are on the edge.
Karolin Powie, a 2:10.6.
Yeah, I was just going to say the pace increased on that last lap. And Sharafuddin Azman, again, a very fast lap from him. fastest, no, not quite, but Anupab doing the same lap times as the two leaders.
Multiple lead changes. Helme Azman retakes the lead for the third time in this race. He started in P2. He got off a little bit sluggishly, in inverted commas, off the line. Has manufactured his way back into top position. Wayanagro, who is there. Anupab Samu, the shadow of Anupab, is there.
P7, he's got a really quick Sharafuddin Azman in front of him. So he's got his work cut out now.
Adan goes a little bit wide, and Adan loses out to Kasma Daniel.
Hand up.
Adan Putra is out.
Oh, that 19-point championship lead is disappearing. You can see the frustration from the Indonesian. He takes a look around.
No oil left on the circuit, and well, he's carrying on.
I think he can do. Is he going to come straight into pit lane? Yes.
He stayed out, I think. In the meantime, Helme and Adan and Wayanagro, they carry on. Anupab Samun is up into P5. As yet, it is into pit lane indeed for the championship leader, Adan Putra.
Very unfortunate, and what a rare breakdown for an Astra Honda. Disappointing. Just as you thought he was going to get a grip on the championship.
Well, as we just wait for the reaction from inside, let's look at Anupab Samu. Yamaha Thailand Racing, he started, remember, in P16. He's up into P5 and he has got time. Devastated, Adan.
Tears from Adan. He's such a ferocious competitor. He loves his racing so much. He really felt this was his year. He missed out last year, despite chasing Happy Watmong Tanon as hard as he did. Wayanagro has got, still got P4, and he's got Kasma Daniel and Anupab Samun behind him. He's really got his hands full.
And Sharafuddin Azman as well. Sharafuddin's just hanging on to the back wheel of Anupab. If Anupab's going to be quick and I can stick close to him, I'm going to have a chance, says Sharafuddin Azman.
Yeah, his lap times have been decent, but he's some way back, Sharafuddin Azman.
Anupab, a very, very quick sector one on this lap. He's closing in on Kasma Daniel, who seems to be riding within himself, Kasma.
Three Yamahas currently fighting for P3, trying to get it away from Wayanagro.
Helme, without a podium this season, we know he's more than capable. Adan is in P2. Adan, no podium this season. Are they able to change that over the next 4 laps or so? They come through. The lead for the front two is quite a big one. It's over a second that they've got from Kasma Daniel. Anupab is looking for P4.
Look at Kasma Daniel. I was watching those three Yamahas. What would happen into turn one? Well, Kasma decided to take the initiative. He's gotten himself ahead of Wayanagro and Anupab has got Sharafuddin Azman right behind him.
Yeah, Sharafuddin's not out of this. Certainly not in terms of a podium for P3 at the moment. Beyond them, Herjanatna is in 7. McKinley Kalpaz has just posted a 2:11. That's good. And Ferozzi's also a mid 2:11s. Reza Danica, Rocco Sessler, all in the 2:11s.
Kasma on the podium as it stands.
Long way to go, Barry.
P3, yeah, it is a long way to go.
Particularly when you've got that number 500 breathing down your neck.
Yeah, he knows he's got time. He will have managed his tyres as well, because he hasn't really gone crazy, Anupab. There he goes, past Wayanagro.
P4, from P16 up to P4. Just got out of shape there, but is able to hold on ahead of Wayanagro. Sharafuddin still holds on. Let's not forget Sharafuddin, as he has a look on the inside of Wayanagro.
Yeah, his pace has been good since the first few laps. This is the top brass from Yamaha look on. the Thai side of Yamaha we were looking at just then.
Helme Azman. It was a good performance from Helme yesterday. I know it's P6, but that was with that long lap penalty.
Yeah, good damage limitation. He's leaving Khalid Mpawi behind him. So the question is, with 3 laps remaining, what will happen? There's 3 rapid Yamahas behind him, particularly Kasma, particularly Anupab.
A 2:10.2, the fastest lap of the race so far from Helme Azman, and that's what enabled him to pull away from Khalid Mpawi on lap 7.
That's championship style, really good riding from Helme. He's been expecting a lot of himself this weekend. As you said, there's good damage limitation yesterday, and an increasingly convincing lead today.
Kasma Daniel, bike number 27. This is the battle for P3. Gosh, Anupab, what a weekend. I mean, obviously crashing out. Oh, going around the outside. Kasma is working so hard to hold on to P3. And Wainagro, who's come back into this as well. Those 3 Yamahas, are they working with each other? Are they competing against each other? Are they helping each other?
That's a really good question, Des. I don't think they are. I think it's getting close enough to the end of the race that they're going to stop cooperating, and they are pulling.
They're pulling closer to Khalid Mpawi.
Yeah, they're drawing him in, aren't they? This is going to be interesting. I think they could catch him. They could be competing for the 2nd step of the podium, assuming that Helme doesn't concede anything at the front, and that looks very unlikely.
Helme Azman looking in fine form at the front.
Really good riding from these 2, Kasma and Anupab. I believe they quite like each other, these 2. But at the moment, not so much, maybe.
Helme won one of the races here at Sepang in last season's SS600. It looks like with 2 laps to go, he might be on a way to another victory. He's got a 2-second advantage over Khalid Mpawi, and Kip at one stage was competing for P1. Now Kip is under real pressure from Kasma Daniel, from Anupab Sarmun, from Wainagroho, Yamaha Racing Indonesia, and still Sharafuddin Azman, bike 63. Don't count him out completely.
And look how this is tightening up now. It's a battle for P2 unfolding.
That was a wobble there from Anupab. That'll just get his adrenaline going even higher. Brilliant from Helme, brilliant. Khalid Mpawi knows that he's got Kasma for company. Kasma knows that Anupab Sarmun is there for company. Here's the little wobble.
There he is, he just kept the power on. Lost a little bit more off his rear tyre, the right side of his rear tyre. But untroubled at the front with a 2-second plus lead. Khalid Mpawi has got a fellow Malaysian on a Yamaha behind him.
It's a high-speed train coming in P2.
This is really good from all those 5 riders in that battle for the podium.
Where would you rather be? Rather be leading this group or just being able to see what's going on?
I think Kasma's in a good position just behind Khalid Mpawi now. Khalid Mpawi isn't giving up that advantage.
It's not in his nature to.
It was just about 6/10 last time they went across, and it looked as though they were sucking him in. Oh, and down goes Kasma Daniel Kasmaudin.
Kasma crashes out. The pole sitter will not have a podium here. He's up and walking and would like to see that he's all right, but oh, he'll be devastated mentally.
So that does put Anupab on the podium once again after starting 16th. He's now up into 3rd. Well, he's got Wainagroho behind him.
Final lap.
He's got Khalid Mpawi in front of him. What can he do? As we look at the stricken Kasma, That shows how much pressure there was on him. That Yamaha of Anupab moving around a lot. He doesn't mind the bikes moving around under him.
Adan Powie has maintained this lead over Anupab.
He's doing a really good job there in P3.
Helme Azman,
P2, sorry.
supreme, nearly 2.5 seconds clear, Helme. This is a fabulous individual performance with what's been going on behind. Again, we've not really given him the kudos that he deserves. But Helme Azman proving that it is a princely performance. He is the Prince of Sepang. Behind them, Adan Powie, if he can hold on under this pressure and Anupab is getting closer and closer, it'll be a fabulous performance from Adan Powie. But Anupab is closing in, Barry Russell.
Look at that on-bike body language.
You're quite right, the body language is definitely there to be read. Up the front, Adan Powie is under such pressure from Anupab. You know Anupab well. What's he thinking, Barry?
He's just thinking he needs to get past and another step up the podium after starting from way down on the back of the grid. But I tell you what, there's that performance from that determination from Adan Powie ahead of him that's going to take some doing.
Absolutely, Adan Powie holding on. We are on the final lap. I must confess, I thought he might have buckled under pressure. It's not worked like that. His teammates aren't quite as confident as I am. Helme Azman, though, is flying away. It is going to be a terrific performance for Helme Azman. It'll be his first win of this campaign. He's had an incremental improvement event on event. He's going to come through. Anupab makes the move on the inside, but Adan Powie is able to hold on to P2. Helme Azman takes it. Adan Powie holds on to P2 and Anupab onto P3.
Look what that means for Helme Azman. He bangs the tank of his Honda in celebration, and what a brilliant performance just behind him from his teammate Adan Powie. He withstood the pressure from Anupab behind him.